a show works. That's how they do it. You give it a segment. You don't drag it on for the entire show.
So you're just going to be hard-headed through everything and not listen to anything I'm
No,
saying.
Monty. No. I mean, if you could look at it like that if you want to, but that's up to you. But all right, next video.
That's bullshit.
I'm Harry Enton, and we are running all the numbers on why war isn't helping Trump, and you won't see this on air. Why is there not a rally around the flag event for Donald Trump? In fact, you look at these numbers, they're absolutely bonkers. There's been the opposite of a rally around the flag event. Look at this. Net approval change due to actions in Iran. If you look a month in, back during the Iranian hostage crisis, look at this. Jimmy Carter saw his net approval rating jump up by 32 points. It was a massive rally around the flag event. Look at this. Trump's net approval rating, it's actually down. It's actually down 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points since the beginning of the war in Iran. And indeed, you can look at wars during the last 35 years in the Middle East, and you see the same story. You see rally around the flag events. You're not seeing that here. Look at this.
It's not a rally around the flag event. What the fuck?
I mean, let's be real. A lot of people did rally around the flag during the beginning of these wars. It kind of disappeared at the end.
No,
during the beginning, there was huge support for, past wars.
He's talking about the pilot being shot down and comparing it to the Iran-Contra.
Hold on. I think he's just comparing the popularities of the war.
No, he's talking literally events, military events.
Look, net approval change the actions. All right, I got you. Run it back.
I'm Harry Enton, and we are running all the numbers on why war isn't helping Trump, and you won't see this on air. Why is there not a rally around the flag event for Donald Trump? In fact, you look at these numbers, they're absolutely bonkers. There's been the opposite of a rally around the flag event. Look at this. Net approval change due to actions in Iran. If you look a month in, back during the Iranian hostage crisis, look at this. Jimmy Carter saw his net approval rating jump up by 32 points. There was a massive rally around the flag event. But look at this. Trump's net approval rating, it's actually down. It's actually down 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points.
Hold on. I mean, all right, I see the unfairness. He's comparing an entire hostage situation to an entirety of this war.
No, I believe because this is happening after the pilot was rescued. The pilot being shot down was the rally around the flag event. We're doing shit in Iran, just like the hostage crisis. While we were doing shit in Iran, the hostage crisis became a rally around the flag event, which made his approval numbers go up. That's what he's comparing it to. And he's comparing this recent shit to that. And it's like a hostage crisis that lasted for 444 days compared to a pilot being shot down while conducting military operations. Well, yes, it's absolutely a rally around. It's a morale thing for troops to go rescue their fucking comrade. But that's not a rally around the flag event. Everybody's watching with pursed lips, fucking making sure it goes well. But that's not going to help Trump or hurt Trump. Now, if he would have gotten 20 people killed trying to go rescue the guy, then people like you'd be like, well, see this blah 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 blah. I mean, not like you, but other people would have just fucking grilled him on it for 6 weeks straight, and that would have hurt his approval numbers. But this is not a rally around the flag event. This is us doing what we've done for 250 years.
Agreed.
Since the beginning of the war in Iran. And indeed, you can look at wars during the last 35 years in the Middle East, and you see the same story. That is usually you see rally around the flag events. You're not seeing that here. Look at this. 1 month change in net approval ratings during the Iran war, the Iraq war, and the Gulf War. Both of these, of course, being fought with Iraq. And look at this. Again, you see Trump here, 4 points under. Look at this with George W. Bush. 14 points above. That is his net approval rating jump by 14.
Now he's going to compare to George Bush, who literally had 9/11 happen.
I know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. That was a rally around the flag event. Though.
Yeah, exactly. See what? Okay, so now you're tracking with me. Like the Iran hostage issue was a rally around the flag event. It was committed against American citizens for no good reason. 9/11 was committed against American citizens for no good reason. So people with their small pea brain see, oh, Twin Tower fall down. We need to go to Iraq for 8 years. I like George Bush because of that. Like, I mean, and now we look at it in hindsight. It's like there was absolutely no reason for that to happen, and literally achieved none of our goals. Now
Mm,
you have a situation which I understand why everybody's like, oh man, I can understand the sentiment of we shouldn't be there. This makes no sense because
it
we
seems like
haven't
we
been
got war fatigue.
that's exactly what it is. We haven't been attacked. We haven't like there's no reason for us to go attack Iran in the public's eye. We don't have a 9/11. We don't have an Iranian hostage situation that's currently going on. We don't have, a Cuban Missile Crisis. We don't have something that makes the average fucking low IQ individual that fucking responds to these polls, because I don't know about you, but I've never been fucking polled.
I know,
Um,
right?
like, so you have to look at that in the broader context of how polls are done and how if you have everybody in the media saying, I don't like this is bad, and this is why it's bad, and 20 different reasons why it's bad, I can understand why net approval ratings would go down. But what are you asking people? If we would have went in and fucked Iran up the same way we're doing right now in 2001 or 2002 or 2003, the approval ratings would have been sky high. Why? Because we were actually getting rid of the funder and a large part of the problem. If we would have went into Saudi Arabia and picked up bin Laden 6 months after 9/11, approval ratings would have been high. We're doing the right things at the wrong time. That, like I said, like I've been saying, this should have happened a long fucking time ago. And just because people can't understand that this should have happened a long time ago, and it's now happening because we have a president that has the fucking balls to do it, doesn't mean you should fucking sit here and boo-hoo him.
Man, I don't know. Depending on how this goes, it's either gonna be it should have happened a long time ago or should have never happened. So
I mean,
we're gonna see.
I don't think anybody is ever going to say this should have never happened. I think even you have said, yeah, this should have happened a long time ago. If we would have treated them like we treated North Korea, they would have got a nuclear weapon, and we should have done this to North Korea. I've heard you say that on multiple occasions. So there is
No,
a there
hold on.
there
Just
is
to
a
clarify, just to clarify that argument, I pretty much said that now in the scenario of North Korea, I said we got a choice to make. Now we see that they're doing it. We know that they're doing it, but we got two
Mhm.
choices. Are we just gonna try to economically strangle them, or are we gonna go ahead and put boots on the ground? And if you telling me, bro, we got to stop them from making it at all costs, then I'm gonna be like, yo, then we're gonna put boots on the ground. And if it's stopping them at all costs,
I mean, would you have been in favor for putting boots on the ground in North Korea to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon?
I had to assess the real threat that they had to South Korea, because that was a
No,
threat
no, no.
that
The real threat that let's we know we now you get the benefit of hindsight. You know what they're doing.
no,
You
they,
know
you're right, you're right. Oh, go ahead.
you get the benefit of hindsight. You get to just move the timeline, move yourself anywhere on the timeline. You're the president, you make decisions. You're at the point before they have nuclear weapons. What are you doing?
No, that's the problem. Like, there was that already assessed, and they told us if we do that, we're just gonna rain hell on South Korea, and that's the thing. It'd have been one of those situations like Donald Trump is in. It's like what Iran said, yo, if you come at me, I'm gonna hit these guys. Except Trump said, all right, bro, I'm testing your gangster, and like what was it? Who's
No,
president
no, no,
said?
no, no, no.
Well, the other guy said it,
Get
they're
Iran out
backing
of your
down.
head. Get Iran out of your head. We're talking about North Korea. Where the reason I'm
Well,
trying to isolate this is because we have an example of what happens when you try to quote unquote do peace talks with somebody that is
yeah, but here's the
belligerent and
thing,
is
though. Actions have consequences, and I'd have to weigh that out. I
absolutely
don't
absent.
want them to. Like, you're telling me if I could do this consequence free, hell yeah, we're going to North Korea. But if this ain't consequence free, I'm gonna put
There's no such
entire
thing as
South Korea in
consequence free.
peril.
There's
And put
no
fire.
such
I'm
thing
gonna
as
have to weigh
consequence
some
free.
things out. I'm gonna have to weigh what
Absolutely.
allowable damage would I allow in that moment. Like, I'm not saying that if any damage is done, I'm not doing it. And I'm saying, all right, well, if you guys just lose like a city or two, would y'all be that mad? Like, but we gotta stop them from getting nukes. But if you're telling me they're about to decimate the entire West Side or something, I'm just like, all right, maybe it ain't worth it, because we're just gonna
Let's
pretty much throw South Korea into dysfunction just because you want to stop them from getting nukes. Is like,
all right,
how
all
does
right.
that play out in the global
Let
stage?
me let me rephrase it for you then. North or South Korea has the same Iron Dome Israel has. So the same
Mhm.
amount of missiles are going to get through that are getting
Oh,
through to Israel right now, that are getting
oh,
through the Gulf states. The collateral damage is going to be the same thing. I think we have like 1,000 people injured and 13 Americans
Yeah,
are
I'd have did
dead.
it. Yeah, I'd have did
Okay.
it. I'd have did it. Because you're right. Like at that point, it'd have been like, all right, well, one day they have a means to defend themselves. Back then they didn't. But if they had a means to defend themselves, so I know that at least 80% is gonna get blocked. I'm like, all right, then we could do this, and it's not gonna be that bad. The South Koreans want this guy gone as well. So
for the record, South Korea has THAADs and Patriot systems the same way Israel does.
shoot, now they do.
No. They've had that shit. Like that's where we've tested a lot of our stuff to send over to Israel. Now Israel has done their own stuff, and so has South Korea to create like David Sling and stuff like that. And South Korea has some stuff. You'd have to ask somebody that has the missiletism. I don't have it, but it's very, 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 very close in circumstances. The only thing that is different is the geopolitics of the region.
All right. But all right, then let's get right back into it.
And look at George H.W. Bush. My goodness gracious, a jump of 31 points in just a month's time from the start of the Gulf War to a month in. So we see that Donald Trump is very, very much the outlier here. Now, I was racking my brain, and this is something that is very difficult for me to do because there's a lot going on up there, some of which is absolutely bonkers. I just think about all those old 90s sitcoms. And I did, in my mind, find one instance recently of an event, a foreign policy event in Asia, in which we see numbers that are similar in terms of this shift for Donald Trump. Look at this. Look at this shift that we see here. Okay. Net approval rating change 1 month after the Iran war began. Look at this. Late February now, we see Trump down by 4 points. Look at this. Look at the shift that we saw for Joe Biden upon the Afghanistan exit, right? When we took our troops out of Afghanistan. Look at that. Joe Biden saw a drop in his net approval rating of 6 points. Very similar to what we see with Donald Trump right now in terms of his net approval rating when it comes to a month into.
So is he trying to say that this is the same thing?
Joe Biden's presidency, at least politically speaking, was basically over the day after we had that Afghanistan.
Well, it had the same effect. So pretty, yeah.
It had so that should tell you more about the people that are answering these polls than the president. The people that are answering these polls are going to see Joe Biden as, oh yeah, Joe Biden's this dumb idiot and he fucking did dumb things. He arguably caused more damage to the country because of what he did withdrawing from Afghanistan and the amount of service members that died for no reason, for no cause. And now you have Donald Trump, who is waging war on Iran, a fucking sworn enemy of ours. And yeah, you have losses, you have equipment damage, nothing at the scale of what we lost in Afghanistan, for the record, and gave to our enemies for a counter record to that. And that's framed in the same light. Are you fucking serious?
I can see why. It's like because they're both military actions. It's like one's a.
Are you serious? That's where the similarities end.
Here's the funny part of it, though. One's an exit and one's an enter. That's the hilarious part about it, though. To me, it's like, oh wow. So yeah, comparing an exit strategy into an enter strategy, and it's just like, well, I get it. Like, yeah,
dumb as hell.
Show, but for Iran, like I
said, they're completely and totally different situations.
No, you're right. They're completely and totally different situations. But when it comes to Iran, Trump got a lot to prove himself on. So
now try to understand this in the broader framing of how he's presenting it. I get it. It is manipulation. That is what it is. It is fucking. I want to paint a narrative. The underlying narrative is never going to be spoken. It's never going to say, hey, I want you to think that Donald Trump is just as bad as Joe Biden was. But that is the messaging that's behind what he is saying.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Well, shoot, according to him, man, Joe Biden was just a little bit worse.
just a little bit worse.
His net approval rating never, ever recovered from the drop that he saw.
And this is a cautionary tale as he's framing this
with Donald John Trump. But what I can say is Why? What is going on? Why is Trump not seeing the rise in his net approval ratings that we often see when it comes to foreign policy activities, that is, that rally around the flag event when we see the starts of wars? Well, I think this might
Because
give you
America has
a
lost
good
its nerve.
indication why. Okay, first off, this war, it's not popular, and it's becoming less popular. Look at this.
Yeah.
Net approval rating, U.S. military action in Iran. At the start of the war, if you took a look at the average of polls, look at that Enton's aggregate at the top of your screen. You know, I like throwing my name on everything. Look at this.
Here's the thing. The major argument is that a lot of people feel like, yo, this war was unnecessary. This was a war of choice and not a war of necessity. So that's also going to cause, disapproval as well. But
That is how it's being framed. That is what people are consuming through their entertainment news media.
I think that's just how a lot of people, well, sure, you can frame it like that, but there's actually
the only place where anybody is getting any of their information from is the news media.
No, Monty, you can frame it like that, but people got legit arguments for that. Like
all of their arguments come from facts. No. All of their arguments come from facts that is disseminated through these news outlets. They do not have any on the ground or behind the scenes intel. They don't have anything that the reasons in which are happening. All they have is speculation and hypothesis from has-beens that want clicks.
I mean, all right, my man, you can frame it like that, but the problem is though. No, here's the thing,
what it is.
But these are how people legitly feel. Like, I get it that these are polls, but there's people who also share the same ideals as the people who are voting in this or who voted on these polls. And I hear them every day. I hear both sides. People who say, Iran was an existential threat, it's an imminent threat. We needed to get into this. We need to take care of the problem. And then there's people on their side going like, well, no, we could have handled this through peaceful means. We didn't have to jump into this war. Like, this is something that we thought we'd never have to get into again. So,
and how can those people? How did those people get those frameworks? Like, understand, like,
from their past experience. Some people from their past experience. Some people in the military, just from their experience in the military, they either agree or approve of what's going on here. So it's not just the media. Some people just off their experience.
Right. That is a very, very small, like, the United States military is less than 1% of the United States population. So it's not many.
Well, okay. Well, let's go about the people after the George Bush war when, they were seeing rising fuel prices and all this good stuff. Like, and the economy was not doing that well. People are
because there was not a concerted effort. There was not a concerted effort in the news media to say everything that the president does, no matter what it does, is bad.
AKA wars never really worked out for the American people. Like, let's be real.
That's an unverifiable counterfactual. Like, you can't prove that wars have not benefited. I would say this,
in modern era, these wars in the Middle East have never worked out for the American people.
How do you know that? How do you know that they haven't prevented other people from coming to America and knocking more buildings down?
Monty, I'm gonna be real. Well, you know what? I can, that's actually possible. But the problem is there's still terrorism out there. We still got to deal with them in our, like the FBI keeps saying, there's terrorist cells all over. So did we really fix that problem?
I mean, we haven't had a major terrorist attack since 2001.
And thank God. But here's the problem, though. We're still dealing with the same terrorism. We haven't solved it.
We're going to deal with terrorism.
After trillions of dollars and all the lives we put into it, we're still dealing with it.
Hold on.
Can you see where people are a bit like, yo, how long are we going to keep doing this?
Let's compare this. Let's compare this. Hold on, because I have a great example of something you can see where the government has tried to do something and failed. The war on drugs. For example, it's literally called the war on drugs. And there has been no measurable decrease in the amount of drugs that come into the United States, no measurable decrease. In fact, there's an increase in overdoses. There's an increase in deaths. There's an increase in hospitalizations. None of that has helped. So you can point to that and say, yeah, that failed. That wasn't a good idea. We did the wrong things. All we did was lock up black people and fucking strip away gun rights. That's all that came out of that. Now, you can look at the wars in the Middle East and say, oh, we relatively have very, very stable oil. The price of gas doesn't jump super, super hard just because of Middle East conflicts on a daily basis. Now, when we go and fucking put our nose in shit, yeah, it does. But on the broad scope of things, we haven't had large scale terrorist attacks. We've done everything we can to prevent them and have an intelligence infrastructure, and we've learned a lot of fucking lessons and implemented them very, very well. So you can point out net positives because of the things we've done in the Middle East. Now, the average person who doesn't have to deal with a terrorist attack every fucking Tuesday isn't going to know how good they have it unless they can live in an alternative reality like the war on drugs, where you see the negative impact of the operations. So
All right, yeah.
you don't know how good you have it until you don't have it good. That's like water. Water is cheap while the well is wet, and then it's almost invaluable when the wet well is dry, type of situation. And we don't have a dry well; we have a wet well. So now we're bitching and complaining about wars of quote unquote choice.
Well, that's the problem. Like, all right, look, the problem is that people have bad experience in these war times. They don't really get too much out of it. I mean, sure, the whole terrorist thing is nice, but at a certain point, we solved that at a certain point, and we still
No,
went
we
further,
haven't.
and
If
it
you
got to a
think,
net negative. I thought
do
you
you?
said that we did it. I thought you said we haven't
I
had a
said
9/11
we haven't had a 9/11. That doesn't mean we've solved the issue. There are still
at home.
terrorists out there.
At
There
home.
are no
Bro, here's
there.
the problem though. And the thing is though, it's wild because we complain about terrorists when we're still out there funding terrorists to fight other terrorists until they turn against us, and now we got to fund more terrorists to fight them. So like, what
I
are we
mean,
really doing? That's why I say they didn't really give us anything, because now we're just
we're
out there funding
keeping
terrorism ourselves.
we are keeping the turmoil and the fucking chaos out of our shores. That's what we're doing.
I mean, by enhancing it on others. I mean, F it. I mean, America first, I guess.
I mean, that's the hat that you have in your profile pic.
I mean, you know what? I mean, hey, it's America first. I mean, I don't like the way it sounds, but hey, if you told me that's what we got to do, it is what it is.
Now, I do not think that there's ever going to be a point in history unless we can actually solve injustices across the world at a mass scale that we're not going to have terrorists. We're always going to have terrorists. Like, just because 9/11 hasn't happened again doesn't mean that there haven't been people that have liked to do things like 9/11 that we have stopped. I'm not saying the terrorism problem has been solved. What's been done is it's been mitigated and pushed off of our shores, and I am for that.
All right. Well, I agree with you there. I'm all about stopping terrorism as well, but I can understand the people disagreeing with this war. Honestly, I get it.
I can understand them too because they don't have the framing and the metric that I just laid out for you.
Nah,
To
not in a condescending manner either. No, I'm pretty sure people can explain it way better than you on why this is an unpopular war. Like, trust me, you're explaining your argument pretty well, but there's people who probably went through more than you during these wars, who've experienced more than you during these wars. I would look at you and be like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, and then, I mean, let's be real. You'd have to be talking to an older person when we were younger. You probably weren't even experiencing it like that. Like,
I mean, I have very many people that have experienced what's going on in these wars and are absolutely in favor of them and understand them.
and
That's why
I have people too who's not in favor of it, and they feel like, yo, this is a waste of time. This is a waste of American life, and they're in the military. So like, and trust me, I also know people who was around in the Gulf era war and who was living during the Bush times, like my parents. And
I was gonna say
guess what? They walked in agreeing with this war and then walked out disagreeing with it. Why? Because of the effects overall. So here's the problem. You're like I said, we do have war fatigue, and I think the
yes.
best thing for that, just to help the American people out, because war is also a drain. It doesn't really help our economy that much either. All it helps is the billionaires, and we get crushed on the end of it. So that's also where mainly only the rich kind of support this type of stuff.
That's funny because housing prices are falling. How do the rich get richer? They get rich through arbitrage of loans and housing.
Monty, when these wars pop off, who mainly makes the money here?
Raytheon and fucking Lockheed.
Exactly. These guys making money, but I mean, we're over here dealing with the kind of the fallout of it.
I'm not dealing with
these wars usually work out.
I mean, yes, I understand your point set. I trust me. I understand that prices going higher is not good, but like this is ultimately a defeating argument. Would you rather have higher prices or would you rather have fucking complete and utter chaos on our shores? Which would you rather have?
I mean, you got to explain how me choosing the other will cause the other one.
Okay, all right. So let's say we go in the exact opposite direction of Trump. Let's say we put the fucking Kamala Harris wins the presidency. Let's live in this fantasy world, and she
Yeah.
does absolutely nothing about Iran, and Iran continues funding proxies, and now China's running unopposed because they're not being tariffed. Russia's running basically a slaughterhouse on Ukraine because we're still funding the war effort there. We're just gonna increase the Biden era by 4 more years. Kamala Harris wins the presidency. We knew she was running it the first time, so let's just keep. That is what we have to look forward to. Now you have a strength in Iran, and while this is happening, our enemies are getting stronger because time works linearly. It doesn't just stop and let you analyze every single situation. So North Korea is becoming more emboldened. North Korea is seeing how weak we are. Fucking China is seeing how weak we are. All right, here goes Taiwan. Oh, Venezuela. Yeah, that operation that would have never fucking happened. So now you have proxies in Venezuela within striking distance of America. That is just one scenario that I could come up with off the top of my head. That is a very, very likely scenario based off of the intelligence that we had when we went into Venezuela.
Okay. Like, all right. Because I think you kind of went off track a little bit there to explain a broader point.
It's global politics. It is the global situation all being handled in different ways. And that's what people don't understand. They hear Iran and they think, oh, Iran. Yeah, what is Iran doing? Oh, I don't know. Fucking whatever. We shouldn't be in Iran. That doesn't make any sense. But they haven't been following the trend of where money's coming from, where money's going to, what information warfare is being waged where, and fucking what the intents of our enemies are. They haven't looked into that. They get their news. They have better things to do.
No. Honestly, I think people do understand the intent of Iran. A lot of people do understand it. It's just the problem is that we kind of walked ourselves into this. That's the main thing. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people do not feel like we should be in this war because they feel we should have never started it. Like, that's just it. We don't really have a good reason to start this war. And it doesn't look like we have an easy way out either.
I think Iran not having a strengthened and strengthening military is a good reason to not to be in this war.
Preemptively attack them so they can strengthen their military.
Absolutely, yes.
And all right, I mean that's just causing problems, just to cause problems. But all right,
no, it's not causing problems. It's causing a problem to deal with another problem.
I mean, bro, and it is the problem with that logic. It's like, all right, so you know what? Pretty much just saying any country, and this is why North Korea kind of went towards a nuke because everybody's realizing this about us. That if we don't like your country and if you don't got a nuke, we're always gonna attack.
You act like this is you flippantly
here's
say
the problem. No, I low-key think that we are low-key pushing these countries into getting a nuke. Like we're about to have a lot of not a lot, but some other country that we didn't expect to have a nuke start popping up with them because they see how things are going out here. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but what I'm looking at right now, dog. We're pretty like to go in there just because they have a military.
No, a military that is postured against us.
I mean, bro, like we weren't at war with them. They didn't attack us.
Oh my God. What part of a military that is postured against us?
Now we can, if you want to go back in
why can you not?
Sure, but if we want to play current, like today, modern day, they didn't attack us. We attacked them.
They've absolutely attacked our shipping lanes and they've tried to wreak economic havoc on us. They have a military that's postured against us. Yes or no, S.E.T?
Bro, not postured against us. let's be real. I want to know what you actually mean by that, because the way I'm seeing it is that, well, if you attack them, of course our army is going to be postured against you.
No,
Anybody's going to
postured.
square up
Do you
with
know
you
what
to attack
postured
them.
means? Do you know what postured means, Seth? It means you're ready for military action against somebody,
That's
or
what,
you're ready.
bro. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you attack them, that's what they did. They postured themselves. To be quite honest with you, Monty, we've postured ourselves for their army, and they postured themselves from ours. We've been like adversaries. We haven't been directly at war.
Okay,
So
and
that doesn't
where
make
do you
sense.
sit on this?
So
Do you sit on
attacking
do you
them
sit
because
on
they have an
America
army
first?
is
Do you
wild to me, because it's just
do
like,
you
hold on.
sit do
We
you
have
sit
no
as
further
America
threat
first, or
to
do you
them
sit as
having a
Iran
nuke.
first?
We're just gonna attack them because they got ballistics,
Yes. Yes. If a army's stated mission
bro.
is to destroy the United States and they fucking make good on that mission or trying
Hold on. If
to,
their mission
yes.
was to destroy the United States, then I'm sorry, but then they'd attacked us first if that's the case. But
They
they
don't have
didn't.
the
They was
military
at
to
the
destroy us
negotiation
yet.
table. Okay, then that proves you even more wrong. So they
That
didn't have the
doesn't mean they're not
capability, therefore
trying
they
to,
weren't.
Set.
And they were at the negotiation table when we bombed them. So there were no acts of aggression that Iran had in this current era right now. Now, if you want to
So they were smart. They were smart
time
enough not to
machine,
take.
okay.
So they were smart enough not to take us on when they didn't have the strength in the military to do it. But somehow that
Well,
means that
they
they
don't even
weren't.
have it now.
No,
Like,
that we're dealing. What? Of course they don't have it now. We've destroyed everything that they did have. They didn't have it before we attacked, but we weren't going to let them get to the
okay,
point
so
in
by
which they
your
did.
argument, we basically attacked them for no reason because they weren't even that big of a threat to be attacking.
No. Okay. All right. Let's fucking bring it down a couple scales of fucking economy. If somebody is in their basement building a fucking bomb and they have plans to go blow up the New York subway system, are we going to say that we arrested the guy for no reason because we kicked his door in because we found intel that he was building a fucking bomb?
Bro, Monty, but here's the thing. It's pretty much like they're saying, look, it's like this. They have the parts to build a gun, and they got all the parts, right? But they haven't assembled it. They're saying, like, yo, if you mess with me, if you F with me, I'm gonna go assemble that gun. You got two
And that's
choices.
illegal in the United States.
You
That is
either leave them
illegal. And
alone,
you can get your door kicked in for that.
or you strike them fast enough to where they can't get to that gun. You got two choices. And your choice is you're gonna preemptively strike so they can't get to that gun. But then other
As
people
is
be like,
everybody's choice.
I'm not even gonna take the risk of you getting to that gun because then it's gonna be bad.
Yes.
There's two ways you could take it, and I'm gonna be real with you. Both ways are smart. Like both ways, you kind of like you may get what you want, but I'm gonna be real with the preemptive attack is a little bit more risky because you're assured when you don't attack them. But if you do attack them, you don't know. Honestly, it might not go so well. They might get to the gun anyway, and now you're dealing with the guy who got a gun that you never wanted to have a gun, and all you have to do is just leave him the F alone.
And the other situation you can deal with the exact same way. You can sit there and do nothing and quote unquote negotiate, as you say, and they get the gun anyway.
But they didn't, though. But they didn't.
But they did.
Proof that they did. We don't have proof that they did.
We have 60% enriched uranium. We absolutely have proof of it. Going anything above 3.5%. I don't know why this is so hard for you to comprehend.
No, bro. All we have is the 60%, and once they've like hit 90, then we can sit there and ring the alarm.
Okay,
but we don't even know if they have that. We're over here searching. We're still searching for it. We don't even know where it's at, Monty.
So, all right, well, let's use the gun analogy again. They have the lower receiver, which is considered the gun by the ATF for the record. They have all the tools to finish the lower receiver, and they have the fucking upper receiver on order from Amazon. And you think that they're not building a gun?
Monty, if they said that, yo, don't attack me and I won't build this gun, then I'm gonna be like, all right, then I'm not gonna attack you, you won't build the gun. But if I attack you, then I can't. Honestly, I'm going to expect you to go build that gun. And that was the stance that Iran had. And they've held that stance.
Got you. So we have no right to assert our authority as the fucking world superpower on another country that has been hostile to us in the past and has indicated hostile intentions towards us in the present. We have no authority to defend ourselves.
In the past, well, here's the thing though, it was a tit for tat game. We were
stop with this tit for tat.
Now we want to go to modern day. Like what, within the past couple of years? No, nothing really happened.
Really, nothing's happened.
The JCPOA, like, have there been any real acts of aggression?
Yes,
JCPOA?
yes, there have.
Please let me know.
They've attacked shipping lanes. They've postured militaries. They've done ballistic missile tests. They've done every single
That's not an
thing.
act of aggression. Bro.
Yes, it is. A
Testing
ballistic missile test is
an act
absolutely.
of aggression, Monty.
Yes, it
No.
is.
No,
Yes, it is.
not.
It is an act of
You're just testing
escalation.
a missile.
That is an act of aggression, Set.
Oh damn! They can't even test a missile, Monty.
No, they can't. Not while you're
Wow.
threatening. Not while you're threatening another country and fucking saying, "Hey, look, this is the shit we can do to you."
Bro, we do the same thing. Bro, we got our missiles on display all the
We
time.
are not okay. You frame this as if we are 50-50 with Iran, like we're just fucking.
It's just funny as hell that you're saying that. That's all. They can't even have missiles.
It's fun. No, they can't they cannot stand up a fighting army of any significance that can go on the offense while they're saying we want to go on the offense against you. That's common sense, dude.
No, they never said they wanted to go to the offense against us. If anything,
no, they just said death to America, burned American flags, killed fucking Americans.
Bro, if they wanted to get on the offense against us, then Midnight Hammer, bro, this thing would have popped off since Midnight Hammer, and they just started attacking military bases. Then
you assume that they can come just attack us on our homeland like we can do to them.
No, I said that they just start attacking the military bases in the region. Then after Midnight Hammer, I never said that they could attack us on our base. We know on our homeland that we know they can't.
They were attacking Israel before we did Midnight Hammer, Set.
But Israel started it. They attacked them first. That's
started.
why we let them have it. We were like, bro, go ahead. I was okay with that. You got it. You wanted to start with Iran. You wanted to bomb their nuclear facilities, and they strike back at you. Great. Leave us out of it.
And they were also attacking other people other than Israel, for the record. They attacked Qatar. Qatar, Bahrain.
Bro,
the same people that are attacking
Midnight
now.
Hammer. And that was for them to save face. And
that was before Midnight Hammer.
And they warned Qatar after Midnight Hammer. That
was the last. No, Set, stop. That was the last thing that they did. They did that before Midnight Hammer as well, Set.
No, I did not hear about that one. Honestly, bro.
Look it up.
You tell me, so did Iran strike Qatar?
Did Iran strike anybody other than Israel during the 12-day war before Midnight Hammer? Stop asking very pointed questions that you know the answer is going to be no to, just so you can rub it in my face. Ask the question broadly, because that's what they did. They attacked broadly across the Middle East against American interests. Because
that's this war. They didn't do that in the 12-day war. They just attacked
Israel.
In the
you have it right in front of your face. Stop arguing and just look it up.
I mean, I got you, dog.
We know they did it this time.
Well, there it is here. Let's see. Yes, Iran struck U.S. military facilities in Iran during the 12-day conflict, specifically on June 23rd. No other strikes happened before then, but Iran launched the missile attacks on Al-Harad Air Base near Doha in retaliation for U.S. strikes on the Iranian nuclear facility. So, yes, that's the only time they struck at Iran was after the strikes on the nuclear facility, as I said. There was no time in between.
So there weren't interceptions over Qatar and Bahrain.
The interception? No, not during the 12-day war.
Yes, there were.
No, there weren't. It was just at Israel. It was just them in Israel.
Okay. That's funny because Qatar was threatening to strike Iran before we struck Iran. And that was all in the news that how Trump was just going to chicken out.
Bro.
Too.
Qatar at that time, bro, they were pretty cool, actually. They weren't saying none of that. All right, Monty. We're just going to have to agree to disagree then.
Look, you can't even agree with me on simple facts.
Monty, what do you mean, bro? I just proved to you that you were wrong. No, actually, F it.
It's not.
Monty, you got it, bro. You got it, G.
What the fuck?
The war. 12 points underwater. It was not a popular war to begin with, but at least you could find a poll or two where at least it was breaking even. There was even one poll that meets CNN standards for publication where, in fact, the war was slightly more popular than not. That was an Ipsos poll, or excuse me, that was a Washington Post poll. But look at this. Look at this. Now look at this. Down we go. We've seen a 10-point drop, in about a month's time when it comes to how popular this war is. It has become even less popular, and it wasn't popular to start off with.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Seth.
All that in the kitchen. That's not.
So what did the United States do to Iran when they were plotting an assassination attempt against candidate Trump?
Oh, they did pop off. What was it? Actually, that was actually never. No, the guy
Yes, it was.
said that it wasn't. The guy said that he was hired by the Iranians, but it was never confirmed
No,
actually
we're not.
that he had Iranian sources. So I know what
Are you
Castro was talking
serious?
about because
Are
me
you
and Castro discussed that.
so Iran? You genuinely think Iran is just this perfect little angel that has done nothing wrong, and we're
Nope,
just
never
beating
said
them up?
that. Never said
Then
that, Monty.
then why is it every time I bring up something they've done, you're like, oh, that's not really, it's not really that big of a deal.
No, I didn't say that's not big of a deal. I'm just giving you more information on it.
So
That's it.
what in your world, in your worldview, what has Iran done that is wrong to the United States? Can you come up with anything?
All is fair in love and war.
Then what the fuck are you complaining about? What the
I'm
fuck?
sorry. I knew that lie was gonna piss you off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I knew that lie was gonna piss you off. But
No, it didn't piss me
you
off.
gotta understand how I see things, Monty. Like
I'm trying to. I am trying
see
to.
things, even though you don't like to hear me out on this, but I do see things from a very unbiased lens. I look at both sides, and I see both sides as duplicitous actors, low key, because both sides have done atrocities to each other, and it's been
Perfect.
a tit for tat game.
Okay.
So
All right.
there you go.
All right. All right. Perfect. Let's frame it in that. I'm genuinely trying to understand how you think because you are baffling me. When I can't understand something, this is how I attack it. I'm sorry. It's probably fucking annoying, but just deal with me. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
If that's the case, if you see it as 50-50 fucking tit for tat, everything's bad, everything's duplicitous, and you want if you genuinely want to be Switzerland in this, is that what you're trying to do? Or are you just trying to be Switzerland?
No, I just kind of understand that, there's going to be a hatred for a country that supports somebody that helps another country go to war with you, help that other country gas you, and about 500,000 of your citizens die. Yeah,
What are
I'm
you
going to
talking about? When
understand
did we
why
gas Iran?
no. We helped Saddam. We helped Saddam gas Iran.
Okay,
Yeah.
so again, okay, so
No,
you see it.
but you see what I'm saying, though. And because of that, they've had aggression towards us, and they've attacked our military men in the region. And then they come back and attack us and then we come back and attack them for them attacking us. And it's just this tit for tat. I mean, it's been going down like this since we've been effing with their government since the 50s.
So
It's
you
always been
think we
this
should
tit for
just
tat thing with Iran. That's what I'm just saying. I'm like, bro, let's just cut the bullshit.
all right,
Let's just sign the deal.
all right. So
Because we can go back all day and point out the atrocities of both sides all day. You could sit there as an American with an Iranian man from the IRGC, and I promise you, you two will be able to call out atrocities on each other evenly matched. And that's how it's going to be.
Okay, so do you want that to continue for another 50 years?
What, the back and forth?
Yeah.
No, but guess
Because
what? We continued it.
we have tried the negotiation route. As soon as
No,
another
we did
president,
it, bro. We moved the whole goalpost. Like what, bro? We're telling them that they can't even have ballistic missiles. Who's agreeing to that?
set. I mean, someone that doesn't want to face utter annihilation. That's who's agreeing to it.
So,
But
but then you're fighting for their sovereignty at that point. You're
fuck
making
their
them fight for their
sovereignty.
sovereignty.
My
Okay, then
sovereignty. Fuck their sovereignty.
Okay, then, Monty.
Anyway,
Then.
so if you want to frame this as if it's 50-50 and tit for tat, which I fundamentally disagree with, but whatever, I'll concede that just to make the fucking argument go better.
Mhm.
If you want to frame it at that, are you America first or are you Iran first?
I'm America first.
Okay, so if by that definition, by that admission, you should be in favor of what America is doing to better America's interests.
This is not bettering our interest at all.
So having endless wars that go on for decades is in our best interest now.
Bro, well, what are we doing right now? We're in a war right now. What are you talking about?
It's been going on for 5 weeks, dude.
Bro, still, that's still a war.
Still,
and it's
it's
still
not an
going
endless
on.
war.
Like, and as far as we're concerned, bro, there might be a huge escalation coming within the next, I don't know, 12 hours.
I can't wait. I'll sit back and eat the popcorn while the fireworks play.
I mean, F it. Shoot, I'll be there with you. But the problem is, though, like, look, bro, I guess we're just gonna disagree on this. But trying to say just because I'm America first doesn't mean I should just see us as what, the victims, the good guys all the time.
That's what America first means. That you're not going to be an
No, that's
apologist
called
for the
being willfully
country.
ignorant. That's willful ignorance.
Willful
Being
ignorance.
blind. That's called being blinded by nationalism. And I'm a nationalist, but I'm not gonna let myself be blind and be willfully ignorant to things that go on.
So then
That's
you're not a
willful ignorance.
nationalist. You're not a nationalist. I guarantee you would not hear someone in Russia talk about Russia this way. You would not hear someone in China talk about China this way and say, well, America really a good people, and
You
they give
don't
us
know
lots of
that.
money.
Actually, yeah, you don't know that. I'm pretty sure there are people that in China that talk good about us. Shoot, some of them defect
And they get executed.
and defected and come here. So I mean,
yeah.
what is
and
that?
Iranians do the same thing. And you know what happens? They get thrown off the building and get hung by cranes.
Okay.
And so like to sit here and say, oh man, it's really just evenly matched, but I'm America first. Yeah, that like
yeah, that's called knowing history and understanding both sides.
No. Don't be condescending. It's
I mean, no, that's just me telling you what I'm doing.
You think you know both sides, but you're sitting here saying things that don't even make sense. But like you're talking about Joe Kent in a tweet, and sorry.
All right, so now you got to move the goalposts because you don't know what you're talking about at this point, because I know both sides. I just recited the tit for tat nature we have with Iran, and now I don't know. Now you want to talk about Joe Kent?
But there's
Monty,
every situation.
I love you, dog, but good night, bro. Good night. That is hilarious. I'm like, come on, bro, really? I thought I guess that's just well, you made a mistake on X, so I'm just gonna bring that up now that I can't argue my position anymore. It's like, bro, really? Like, oh, really now? But all right, man. I actually gotta head out, guys. I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta go ahead and do something in the morning around 8 o'clock. So I gotta go ahead and get ready, guys. But shout out to my man Monty, regardless of the fact that this man low-key be, getting on my nerves sometimes. I love him. If anybody's gonna get on my nerves, I'd rather it be Monty, or I feel like I'd probably want to strangle that person. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to my man Monty. And don't take it too personally, dog. I just had to end it because I know you was gonna drag this out. But it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. This is Set with Set Media. We're gonna go ahead and leave out from a word from our guys Kalshi. Make sure you double tap the screen and like the video, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And man, bro, I'm telling you, Monty, the clips on this are going to be insane. Yo, this is Set with Set Media, man. I'm here to talk to you about our partner, Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest legal prediction market in the United States with over 1 million.